Hello, Team Zoot. Hello from Zoot's headquarters in Germany. This is our first Team Zoot online conference, and it's supposed to kick off the upcoming season in 2022, which everybody will be looking for, I guess. We have quite some points to cover tonight. My name is Manuel, who don't know me so far. I'm working for the Zoot's European headquarters and mostly responsible for the Team Zoot in Europe. We will talk about our page, about our web shop, the upcoming deadline for the order window. We will talk about what you can expect next year from us and what we want to expect from you, how things work. And we'll also introduce our captains, which are more or less your point of contact for most of the things you're going to do with Team Zoot or learn from Team Zoot. And they are doing most of the work when it comes to organizing the team. So I'm really honored to have more or less the team captains on board, and we will show them later tonight. And also we'll be talking about our team partners, and we will show you how you can get access to the benefits from our team partners. And we'll also be joined from our headquarters in the United States. So in roughly 30 minutes, I think we will be joined from Mark Goddard, who's taking care of marketing in the United States for Zoot, and joined by Sean O'Shea, who is the president of Zoot. And you may have seen both of them in the recent Team Zoot Facebook videos. Mark has already answered a lot of questions about the team gear and what's specific about our gear this year. But before we dive into this, we will try to show you the team store and the team page. And afterwards we will have a big round of questions, which we try to answer. But in the meantime, if you have or you see a lot of people saying hello from Warsaw, for example, that's great to see. We have right now a lot of members tuning in. It's great to see all of you. So if we are not covering all of the questions, feel free to send us an email afterwards. We will try to answer as many questions as possible. We will send the record of this live session out tomorrow. It will be available directly after on Facebook. But if there's something unclear, we will answer it afterwards in one of our newsletters. So what is Team Zoot? Let's dive into what you can expect from us and what is about to happen in the next 12 months. So Team Zoot is founded in 2008 and has been a great endeavor for us, because Team Zoot is what drives our products, what brings the spirit to the Ohana family. And we really want to encourage you to give feedback for the products you about to receive, and what you can add to the family of Zoot. So we are, the past 1.5 years have been a little bit special for all of us, and we were not able to do those events which we used to do. Before the pandemic, we had several team events per year. We had Team Zoot European Championship taking place in Austria, for example, or in Lisboa in Portugal. We had Team Days, which was one in a year event for the entire Team Zoot Europe. We did this event in Germany, in North Rhine-Westphalia. We did it, and you saw this video to tease you a little bit in the beginning in Arras in France, which was the last Team Days event we organized before the pandemic. And we were about to organize also a Team Zoot training camp on Mallorca, just right when the pandemic hit. So what I want to emphasize is that Team Zoot is not only about being in touch virtually. It's a big portion of it. It's nice to exchange opinions, to get ideas, to race virtually also against each other if anything else is not possible. But it's about meeting the members, meeting each other on races, on race day, on small team events. And we have a captain from North Germany, Timo Ziegenbein, who will talk a little bit later about what they have been doing in the past. And this is what really the team is about getting out, meeting people, having fun. It's not about being the first or the best on the podium. It is about, just having fun, cheering up those crowds who are standing on the sideline, getting excited about triathlon, sharing your passion with maybe new triathlete beginners or people who are already triathletes but are not part of Team Zoot. So way more people are tuning in from Stuttgart. That's great. From Ljubljana. That's great to see. Okay. So what kind of events are you going to expect from us? In the past, we used to attend a lot of expo areas. So we had been all over Europe at expo stands, expo booths, from Lisboa to Stockholm, to the Ironman in Denmark, and to we had been in Poland. Sorry for just not remembering the names, but we will be back at those expo shows over the next months and next year, especially focusing on those big occasions with Challenge Roth or Challenge Hamburg or Challenge Ironman Klagenfurt, Ironman Hamburg, I wanted to say, sorry, and all those big events where you are likely to show up. And other events that are going to take place are also small events in your region. Most of the captains will already have reached out to you and have mentioned one or the other event that is going to take place in your territory. So if you haven't heard anything about this, make sure to reach out to your captain. And I'm really proud to say that we are also having another edition of our team days in Italy. We had this already planned for April 2020, but obviously we were not able to execute this edition, and we were really sad because we had everything dialed in. We had a perfect place, we had the perfect accommodations booked, but we're not able to just execute it due to this freaking pandemic. But this year, or this team edition next year in April 2022, we will be able to just do what we have planned for 2020. And this is something I want to postpone for a little bit later, because this is something which our team captains from Italy, team captain Alberto and co-captain Marco Marini, can talk more about later. Having talked so much or emphasized the events that are crucial for Team Zoot, I want to come to the next point, which is quite new and maybe raises a lot of questions. We had been searching for a way to stay in touch with all the people who are racing, or those people who want to attend the same race. They were trying to communicate and get in touch with each other. For example, if people from France are going to race in Italy, let's say Ironman Emilia, and people from Italy are going there, it would be nice to have a common group where all those people can share and exchange their ideas, opinions, thoughts, fears about this race. And this is where the idea came in place to establish an app called Spond. Some of you will have heard about it so far. We have just sent out a newsletter explaining the rough guidelines of what Spond is. Basically, Spond is a communication app which allows us to communicate really, really efficient among all of us, because we are right now more than 800 members. And if we are not able to just distinguish between those certain events or channels, it will be too messy to organize everything in one group. So this need of having a more precise and specific and efficient communication tool arose over the last years, and especially with the digital events taking place over the last 1.5 years. So if you have not yet received the email about Spond, please reach out to your team captain or to info@zootsports.eu, and we will make sure that you get the necessary information to be part of the app Spond. Basically, how it works is we have created subdivisions, subgroups for each territory, and you can create, and the captains can create events for each subgroup, for each territory, and all those members who are attending can indicate, yes, I'm going to this race, and all those who say no will be left out of the communication, which leads to way less spam in groups, and we hope to engage people even more through this communication tool Spont. So right now my studio is saying that the studio is full with 12 people. There are tuning in way more people than I expected. So I just need to kick out a few people to make space for our guest from the United States. So captains, if I'm kicking you out right now, please dial in a few minutes when I'm talking about the team captains again. I just need to make space for the United States guest. Yeah, great. I was talking about Spont, about the events. Yeah, this is obviously one part of the team, meeting each other and racing. What you can expect from us. So right now you have access to the Team Zoot collection on teamzoot.eu. You can purchase all your desired items until November 15th. So in 4 days, we will be closing the team store and are sending all orders collectively to the factory to have them produce the team gear. Please try to respect the deadline, because otherwise it will be hard for us to add those orders later. And so we don't want to be unfriendly, but it's for the better goods to not delay the production of the team gear, because all the orders placed will have to be produced after we send them off to factory. And the expected delivery month is 2022 March. And it's already long production time, but there will be a lot of gear to be produced, and it would be unfair if we would delay this production run even further when we just add orders at a later point in time. So right now I need to make sure that the United States can get in. Okay, great. Great. Okay, how do we get into the team store? That's a good question. So it's simple. It's really simple. I will just share my screen. You can see our team store. This is teamzoot.eu. You basically have to enter the Team Zoot collections here and have to place your order. And please make sure that you buy at least one full zip short sleeve tri-suit, or the one without sleeves, or third option, the tri-top bottom combo. And we want you to have at least one of these kits, because we want to look you the same on race day. We want to be seen as Team Zoot and want to gather as much excitement around Team Zoot. And this is only possible if we wear the same design and the same outfit. So this is why you have to choose between option 1, 2, or 3. And you can buy everything right now and get it delivered in March. There will be a second order window in spring, early spring. So after all the gear has been delivered, we will allow for exchange orders. There will be only a certain window where you can exchange your orders, because all these items are custom made. And all old members will know their size from the previous years, because we haven't changed the fit of the products. So make sure to get your size right. And even if it shouldn't fit, we have like 14 days of an exchange window where we can allow for exchanges. But afterwards, we will just open the window for a new order round, and you could add more items, and we will add a different style, a slight design difference to this design, which you can see here. But those items will be delivered in early summer. So if you want to have certain items for sure for the start of the season, make sure to get them right now. Let me see if there are any other questions coming in. can we make several orders during the year, for example, if we want to add some products? Yes, you can add multiple orders, but only until November 15th. It wouldn't be an issue if you place 2, 3, or 4 orders. We will combine them during shipping in March and send you just one order, one package, without sending you multiple ones. What happens if you want more kit or the kit gets damaged through non-wear, tear wear, or wreck? If you crash in a race and your suit gets destroyed, reach out. We will try to find a solution for you. But like I said, there will be a second order round in April or in spring as we did the previous years. Klarna Pay later doesn't seem to work for UK. Can this be made available paydays after the 15th? Okay, David, good point. We will look into this, but maybe you can choose credit card, which should also give you some room. So I would like to talk to you in Espanol, but that's unfortunately not possible. I don't speak Spanish. A shirt, sock, and cap will be cool. Yeah, Frank, that's a good point. By the way, good to see you. You're also a long-term member of Team Zoot. We would also like to add those accessories which we used to have in the past, but we also made the experience, especially during the pandemic, that those items which come from all over the world to us could potentially delay the entire Zoot shipment. And we don't want to risk letting you waiting even more for your team gear. So that's not something which we want to, we don't want to take the risk for delaying your order because of those additional items. We will add them later, but not right now. Any more questions? So, okay, no, this should be it about the team store. So if there are still questions around, or if you still have questions about the team store, we will be joined by Mark and Sean in 10 minutes roughly, and this way we can maybe get back to those questions. I just want to emphasize a few more things about the team store. This is not only your entry for the Team Zoot gear, but it's also your entry point for our partner products, which I will show you later, but also for our team captains. And this will be a nice feature in the future after the November 15th, because not only you can see here all the captains and their contact data, but right now you can see the specific regions we have set up for Europe. What we used to have in the past is little needles which showed who's living where. So we didn't use your last names, we just used the first names. But with this little tool, people were able to see if a team member is living close by. And this is coming back to my first point, everything what is Team Zoot is about, bringing people together and training, racing, having fun outside. And this tool will be made available after November 15th, so that you can see if a Zooter is living close by. So make sure to check out your team captain here. And maybe one more point to mention, we do not have a team captain for every region so far. For example, Spain and Portugal are not yet covered, or other countries, as you can see. Those regions are covered by our team captain, Tim Wolvedang. He is right now based in Switzerland. He's from the Netherlands, but he is your contact guy for any questions around events, team kit, whatever. And if you are curious about what's more to know about Team Zoot, I recommend you to check out the FAQ section, which is always really helpful. You can find a lot of information here. And this is basically, our page. One last thing, way below, you can find our fit guide. You can find the men's apparel sizing and women's apparel sizing guides. Make sure to check these out for placing your order. If you want to change something from your existing order, no problem at all. Let us know. We will just cancel and refund your already made order, and you can just start all over again. So don't worry to contact us for such things. Just reach out and let us know. Yeah, right. Oliver asked if the size will be the same as last year. Yes, and I just watched Mark's video earlier today when he was talking about this. He is getting a lot of questions about this specific fact that people assume the kit size has changed, but it doesn't. The fits are exactly the same, and it's not the kit which has changed. So if you had a size medium last year, you should be a size medium this year. So no hesitation about this. Yeah, the sizes are true to size as the previous years. So there are some items which are a little bit off sizing. For example, the Mauna Kea jacket, where we always recommend to choose one size smaller than you usually wear. But with all the team gear, it's just true by size. And tri-suit width, if possible, to know some parameters of arms, shoulders, or just going by standard fits, and fits is enough. Yep, the fit is just standard. Maybe this is something we can talk about with Mark. But yeah, this should be it about team kits so far. Yeah, let me see if I can already bring them online. So Mark, would you be there, or is it Mark? Who's there, Mark Goddard, or is it Mark Horn?
I'm definitely
I'm
here,
not sure if
Manuel.
he's... Okay, it's our team captain from the United Kingdom. Good to have you online as well, but I think we will get back to you later tonight.
Cool.
Okay. So a few more questions are coming in. Yeah. So what else could I show about the Team Zoot store? Yeah, basically, you have to make sure that you order until November 15th. We'll be closing at midnight, so November 16th would be too late. Our Facebook group will still be online and will be kept online, so it will not be replaced by Spawn. This is something I could say as well. Yeah. And another, okay, Annie Mac, hi, good to see you. Our UK very, very fast member from the United Kingdom living in Switzerland. Yes, there is a new discount code. We will share it over the next days with you. So you will get 40% discount on our inline gear and 25% on all new collection items. So make sure to, if you want to participate of the 40% discount, make sure to order the team gear, which will be available until, like I said, 15th. And other than that, you can order everything from our collection with 25% off. Let me see. I still need to make space. So captains, if I'm kicking you out, please don't dial in through your invite link. So Laurent, I'm trying to kick you all the time. Please don't dial in through the login for people who are showing up in the stream later on, because I need to have some space for our guests from the United States. Which jacket should we choose smaller? Not this one. Not the team gear jacket. It's the Mauna Kea jacket, which is on zootsports.eu. So basically, we have two stores for you. The team store, teamzoot.eu, which is brand new and independent from our store, which shows all the regular items. It is, which is zootsports.eu. And yeah, the Mauna Kea jackets can be purchased on the zootsports.eu page, and those ones should be chosen a small size smaller. Yeah, car stickers will be included for the next shipment for sure. As usually, we will create the usual stickers and maybe some more, and you will get them with the team gear in March at latest. Okay. So before I waste more time, and I don't want to wait even more for the next point, I would just continue with the team partner presentation, and would start with the brands we are selling through our through the Team Zoot store. So as you will have seen, we have certain team partners, and those are already shown on the team kit design. Those are Ufex, Japelec, Otolog, Markov, and those are only the brands where you can purchase the products with a discount. But we also have Focus Diagnostics, who's a small company or a company in Jülich in North Rhine-Westphalia, focusing on power performance maximization. But the good thing is that I don't have to say too much about Focus Diagnostic, because we will be joined by Mirko from Focus Diagnostic. And before I continue talking about the other partners, I want to bring Mirko to the stream. Does this work? Mirko, good night. Hello, good to see you.
Good night. Good to see you and to hear all the others, or read some lines from all the others from Europe. Hello.
Hi. So I was really, I think I was giving it a hard time explaining what you are doing exactly. So it would be great if you could explain the members what you could offer and what they could get from you.
Yes, I can. So is it possible to share the screen? Maybe it's easier for all to understand what we are doing from my side. Is it possible?
I think I can only share my screen. I'm sorry. But I could show your page if you want.
Yeah, that would be fine. So that makes it more easier to understand it.
Okay.
So, well, just, yeah, that would be fine. And so we do performance diagnostics. So for endurance athletes, so we are specialized on triathletes, cyclists, runners. And so we do everything what's basic for training. We do performance diagnostics with spirometry to know the energy metabolism, and we give training zones, training recommendations for athletes, to get further on, to get better. So that will be the basics we do. And so we do a lot of workshops, and we just we do some supports for different athletes, for teams, and for institutes, for universities, to know it's working in performance diagnostics. Maybe you can just show it's maybe in English too. It's possible, and diagnostics on the top left. There will be some different possibilities for cycling. There will be some pictures. Maybe it's more clear to follow the link to cycling on the right.
Cycling here, more?
Yes. And there will be some pictures down there. You can open them maybe. So that will be our main focus. You see, we're working together with SRM. SRM is a company just beside ours, just a few meters away. And we use their systems and their ergometers for performance diagnostics, for the spirometry. And that will be more or less our lab. We do the performance diagnostics. So that's will be the main focus we are on. Well, we are sorry, we are not just in all Europe. We are only in Jülich. It's maybe near of Cologne. It's not easy for you to come over to Jülich, I know. But if you are in Germany or whatever, you're in Cologne or around Cologne, you always be invited to visit us. Or if you have any questions concerning training or diagnostics or training things, training ergometers, just let us know.
I mean, this is a good point you mentioned. We have members from across all Europe. It will be hard for everybody to travel to Jülich in Germany. But if there's any chance of bringing you to the team days in Italy, we would definitely go after and maybe make your service, your what you do available to those members who are attending the team days. But you also mentioned that you have those workshops which can help athletes become a better athlete. So this should be also an option for members to participate from your knowledge.
Yes, of course, and we do a lot of webinars just with trainers and with athletes, so to get them better, to increase their knowledge about everything which is connected to performance diagnostics. So that will be our idea for everybody. So you're always invited to visit us or to ask us questions about training and everything's what's going around training.
Okay, thanks for your time, Mirko. We will make the page and all the information and the benefits you can get from Mirko and Focus Diagnostic available also on our team store page. So thanks for tuning in, and we will just move on to the next partner, I would say. Bye, Mirko.
Thank you. Bye.
But I can see that that Mark Goddard is here.
How's it going,
everyone? Say hello to you. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, man. Well, good to see you as well, man. Every time I talk to you, I dig your setup even more and more. The little Zoot sign in there, your lighting's all perfect, man.
I mean, it's 1.5 years post the pandemic hit, so
yeah, it's pretty awesome. So thanks for having me on, and good too. I'm just seeing some of the comments now. So sorry, my computer crashed right before I came on, so I had to reboot it and jump back in. But good to see you as always. Thanks everyone for joining. Manuel, what would you like me to talk about, kind of to your team specifically? Overview, history.
So it would be nice to know how Team Zoot USA is structured. I mean, it will be similar to ours, but maybe you can say a little bit more. What's your focus? Where are the most Zooters? Yeah, something like this.
Okay, cool. So if a lot of you guys, what's up, Laurent? Hey, man. So some of you guys I've met before, mainly from usually like Kona and some of those bigger races where people from Europe travel over. But I'll give you a brief history of Team Zoot and kind of where we've evolved to right now. So so excuse me if you've heard this before. I know some of you that are logging in are probably new to Team Zoot, and some of you are returning, but it's always kind of good to revisit. So Team Zoot started in 2008 as an elite team initially with a small, I think there was probably less than 10 athletes on Zoot, and a lot of them have gone, or they used it as like a springboard for like a professional triathlon career, or they were just really fast. And back in 2008, we kind of like, teams weren't really as big as they are today. In 2021, it seems like now everyone sees the value of a team. You know, that we see it as a brand to get our brand message out to you triathletes, and really you triathletes see it as a value if you're going to do any kind of racing, just because of the camaraderie, that the discounts you guys get on all the training gear you have, and the different partners, plus the community. So fast forward to 2021, our team in the US is roughly it's about 3,000 members, give or take, across the United States, and we have a little bit easier than you guys do in Europe, because we don't have the language borders or the borders that you guys have. So what we do is we have about 15 captains, similar. So both teams are really structured the same. We have 15 captains spread out throughout the U.S., and they help us basically just message to the team. And I know a lot of you guys, I see the comments on on even coming through our website and our email and our social media channels. There might be some confusion sometimes as to the difference between Team Zoot US and Team Zoot Europe. So ideally, what we do is we create a design, and we'll create the design generally. And we have the design. I think there's going to end up being a couple tweaks to the race suit after we got some samples back. But it's going to like our goal is to make it look awesome. And I think this last couple years are going to be hard to live up to because the kit was so cool and it stood out. But there are two separate teams, and that's mostly because Manuel and Marcus over at Zoot Europe, so they're their own distributor, and they are Zoot in Europe, and there's some things that we can't do that they could do for you guys, and that's why we keep it separate. So shipping internationally obviously is really expensive. Some of our partners are US based partners, and they're not able to ship to you guys. That's why when you guys see your kits, it says Team Zoot, except for the partners are different, right? So you guys will have your own partners. We'll have our own partners. And if there's ever any crossover, if you guys want to do your own research, I saw a point about Form. Someone had asked a comment about the Form smart goggles. I don't know if it's true. Check their website. Last year they did ship internationally. And if you guys ever want to get a discount from a US partner that does ship to you, just reach out to Zoot customer service in the US, and we'll see what we could do for you. And so most of the communication that we put out is for US based only, and what Manuel will do will kind of edit and tweak that information depending on what we put out. Manuel, is that a gaming chair? Are you sitting in? Is that a gaming chair, dude?
It's my home office chair, so it has to be a gaming chair. But I think I had some technical issues with my microphone, so I would just.
That's okay. We can hear you. So if you guys have any issues or if you have any curiosity of any of the U.S. stuff, because I know some of the Team Zooters in Europe, some of you guys do log on. We do a live Facebook chat every Friday, and it's on our main Team Zoot page, which is open. And I know some Zooters kind of chime in every once in a while and say hi. But just to let you know, most of the stuff that we do is strictly for the U.S., and then Manuel does everything differently. But really, the goal with the team, and we've seen it over the last years with crossover, is really cool, is to really build the sport of triathlon and build the community within our team. And I've seen it. We've had a team captain. Tim came out a couple years ago. It was right before the pandemic, right? And he wrote most of you guys know him. Where is he the captain of, Manuel?
He is taking care of Europe by now.
Okay, so he came over and basically rode across the U.S. because all you guys are crazy over in Europe and you crazy stuff like that. But it was really cool to see him link up with other U.S. Team Zooters throughout the nation, and they helped him out. And he even stayed with a few of them. And when you guys come over, typically around the World Championship events, hopefully we'll see a lot of you guys in Kona. Then that's kind of when we get together as one whole unit and try to do stuff as a team, because we are essentially one team. It's just with borders and shipping, and if we take a $200 tri-suit and we try to ship it to you guys, it's very expensive. That's why we have Manuel and whatnot. So
I totally agree. If we are looking back at the design history of the team kits, we used to have separate designs for women and men, and we boiled it down to just one design because it is in this way more easy to be recognized as a Team Zoot member.
Yeah.
And this is just an example of just showing this one Ohana on race day.
Yeah. I see a question there. Is there a difference between material of these suits in the Europe or US? Same suits. So everything's the same. The pattern's the same. The sizing is the same. We create everything in our factory. We ship factory direct to Europe and then to us in Carlsbad, California. And I see any recommendations, hashtags to use on social media. Our main hashtag is going to be just hashtag Team Zoot. And then there's, Europe has a page, Italy has a page. Sometimes you'll use a hashtag.
Team Zoot Italy, for example.
Yeah. If really a really good way to kind of stay connected, and at least what I use is just hashtag Team Zoot. So if you guys put that in to be featured on a story or something, because I do like seeing you guys. You seem to take some awesome pictures over, in the Europe crew seems to do really well, and with the visuals of it. So I like seeing that, but I can't see and or use any pictures that are not public or tagged Team Zoot and tagged Zoot Sports, our main account. So if you guys want to show up on the main account of the Zoot, make sure you tag us accordingly so we could use it.
Yeah, great. Maybe it would be interesting to know for the members the developments of the race suit and the details you've shown in the last video. I mean, there are always so different tweaks made to this race suit, which is hard to just imagine what was it different in the past.
Okay, do you want to just talk for a minute? I'll grab the race suit.
Yes, please.
And I'll grab some stuff. All right.
Yeah. So as Mark said, they are in charge of the product design and the development, which is why they are always having the samples in their office in Carlsbad in California and not us. But we are always sharing your feedback. For example, we had a couple of questions over the past weeks coming in with regards to zippers on cycle jerseys. And this is something which led to the zippered pockets on our new gravel jerseys. So if you are ever having something, issues with the race suit or our gear, please send us your feedback and we will just communicate it to Mark and his team in the United States.
Okay, so Morton, yes, at Zoot Sports, that's the right thing. So I'll show you. So take in mind there are going to be some design changes to the new suit. So the suit I'm going to show you will change a little bit into production. Okay, so keep that in mind. So here is the first Zoot suit ever created. So this is, as you guys know, Zoot invented the triathlon suit, and the history of how Zoot started. There was a girl she still lives in Kona, a lady, and it was a seamstress. Basically, she sewed a running top to a cycling bottom because her friends she had a friend that was just losing too much time in transition, right? Didn't want to change. It sounds like his buddies that were also racing were faster than him. So he's like, hey, where could I make up a couple minutes? And it was a suit. So this is actually how Zoot got its name. This suit, it kind of looks like a Zoot suit of the time. It was a European, I believe, who was like, that looks like a Zoot suit because of the lapel and then just the design. And we've come a long way, and this has been raced I don't know how many times, but it's hanging on our wall.
How old is it, Mark, roughly?
This is from the 80s. So this was like one of the original suits.
So and roughly 40 years old.
And look at the seams. We've come a long way. So I don't want to hear any complaining about chafing and whatnot. You guys got to toughen up a little bit. So this is all exposed seams. And I'll show you guys the chamois, which is, it's a dish towel. Don't worry, it's been washed. So this is what used to be put on the suits before all this. Oh, there we go. There's the thing. It's just like a dish towel. Super
unbelievable.
rough,
if you
right?
are considering our new chamois with carbon fibers in it.
Yes, and so fast forward to the new race suit. like I said, this is the full Zoot race suit, the full zip one. So a couple changes from last season is we've lengthened the arm, and generally just to keep the sleeve from rolling up. So we've kind of like this is one thing that we've tried to improve on over the years, especially when you're taking the suit off and stuff. So that the length is a little bit longer, and I believe this is Aero. This fabric is called Aero Max. If you could see, it's a very aerodynamic fabric, dimpled
Like
on
on
the
a golf
arm.
ball, right?
Yep, there's a lot of room. It gives a nice flexibility. This is a full zip suit, right? So a couple of things that we integrated. Basically, what we kind of do every year is we take our Ultra line, which is our top end line, and then we take improvements from our Ultra line for the following year and make it into the customizable suits that we could print in graphic on. So we take changes from the suit and try to give you guys the best suit that we have. And one of the things we got from our professional athletes, mostly from Ben Hoffman in Kona, is the ice pockets. So this suit has 3 ice pockets. This is a men's suit, and the women's has the same. And the short sleeve tri-top also has ice pockets as well. So there's one that's right behind the neck, so to keep the back of your brain cool, because when your brain starts overheating, you start hallucinating, and that's when people are in trouble. And then we have a pocket on either side of the opening, and it's either for some people put fuel in it, you could put sponges in it, you could put ice in it, whatever you guys want, which is pretty cool. This has our high end. So our theme this year is racing as one, and we put that on the modesty panel, which is pretty cool. You can see all the seams are flat locked, and then we got the nice tri-carbon chamois, and it's men's and women's specific chamois, which is pretty cool. It's the best chamois that you could buy. We put it in the suits. And then what else we got? We got a couple hip pockets on either side, and we got a kangaroo pocket in the back. So enough storage for a full distance race, keep you comfortable, and all that kind of jazz. No pockets on the legs. Whoever just asked that. So the tri shorts have the hip pockets on the legs, but no pockets on the legs for the suits.
I think you mentioned an interesting point about the 2-piece version in your video the other day. When should people choose a 2-piece version over a 1-piece version?
That's a good question. For all you long, lean Europeans, generally for tall or short people, is a good one. So if you're kind of tall, or if you're just bigger in one area, if you have either a big chest or bigger thighs, compared disproportionate to the rest of your body, that's usually a good time to go for a 2-piece. I personally like a 1-piece. It kind of feels like everything's tight and secure. And remember, when you guys are racing, generally you're going to be throwing water on. You're getting out of the swim. You're wet. You'll be putting water on you during the bike, on the run, and so the fabrics will have the tendency to loosen a little bit, especially over a long full distance Ironman. So the suit, you want the suit to be tight, not uncomfortable but tight. So it's designed to work better when it's tight. Yes, someone's asking if the
I think you're referring to this question.
Yeah.
The zipper is not longer, but it allows for pit stops because you can just open the entire front and just have an easy pit stop.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the zipper a little bit. So we still offer it's kind of like a half zip race suit. If you guys have been in our suits for any amount of time, we used to use it. It kind of goes to about here. It just doesn't open all the way. And then this is kind of a blend between that suit and a top and bottom. So this is a full length zipper, And Dave,
Sorry.
you got a nice zipper garage. So there's a zipper garage here, and it's on both sides, so it'll help keep from chafing on your chest. And it's also a cam lock zipper, so all the suits have this little zipper right here. It's spring loaded, and it's amazing. A lot of people don't know this. So if you have the zipper in the up position, you could pull the zipper down. So if you like start getting hot and you want to pull the zipper down, and then what you do is you can lock it down in place and it won't go. So that way you don't get disqualified if your suit gets open too much. And so if you want to leave some extra breathing room, especially during the run, you could zip it, lock the zipper down, and it'll open up the garment without coming down anymore. Because if you keep running and it's like in the up position and you're moving and this thing starts going down and down and down, but if you have it locked, it's good to go.
This is what we call cam lock zipper.
Yes.
Right. So whenever you see a product description with cam lock zipper, this is exactly what Mark has just shown.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask the question of like, oh, if I got to make a pit stop and like, like a full zip race suit, and like in reality, if you got to go number 2 in a race, like,
take your time.
Take your time. Right? You've already kind of like mess something up as far as like, well, your body just is like not cooperating for some reason. Yeah, be comfortable, and like you're unless you're trying to win, like take your time. The only time that matters to each and every one of you is your own time. Like it's your race. That's why the sport is so cool. Like if you get 10 hours and 26 minutes or 10 hours and 30 minutes, like 20 years from now, it's not going to make a difference. It'll just make a difference of your experience, right? And so if you have a better experience during the race, I always stress that enough. It's like, this is why the sport is pretty cool. Is it gives you guys the chance to race for yourself, right? You don't care who wins. You're doing it for your so.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
What else? I see some. Let's see. Yeah, Frank. We do have hip pockets, just not in the. There's these hip pockets on the suit, and then just no leg pockets. So this will kind of keep for minimum bouncing of nutrition and whatever. And you guys also, we have the internal pockets. So if you want to keep some extra salt, nutrition, whatever you guys want in there, it's cool. It won't go all the way down. It'll just stay in there. What else? Background on the team logo has been updated. We might actually go back to the other team. I don't have it up. We might go back to the other Team Zoot logo for the final production run of this. We thought this was cool. We just thought this logo was cool. We might just keep it on the back here. This Racing as One, Team Zoot Racing as One, and put the original logo, Team Zoot logo, on the front. We were just trying to change it up a little bit, but in hindsight, we might go back.
I mean, this is why you produce samples and just test things.
Yeah.
So I would say this was a good explanation about the history of Zoot and what members need to take into account when they place their order.
Yeah, and if you guys have been in any of our stuff, it's the same fit. The fit's going to be the same, even with the longer sleeves. The pattern's the same as last year, and so if it feels tighter, then maybe you put on some pounds. If it feels lighter, maybe you took off some pounds. Usually it's the put on pounds for me. You gotta stay away from that German beer though, right, Manuel? And the pretzels and brats, right?
I think it was you producing the post race, you, and not us.
Yeah. So really the whole, we really enjoy, seeing you guys with Team Zoot Europe and what you've done, and kind of just the cross collaboration between Team Zoot USA and Team Zoot Europe. All in all, we are one team. There's just different, we have some handcuffs on what we could do, basically because of trade and costs and whatnot. But it is great to see all you guys out there and continue to kind of crush it in the tri scene over in Europe.
And we also have to consider that we are in different time zones and have a big ocean between us. But it's maybe because of this always so much fun to be in the States and see European athletes racing along United States citizens athletes. So if you are ever planning to do a race in Germany, let's say Challenge Roth, I'm pretty optimistic that you would have to wear the post race suit and everybody would cheer you on the race course.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm coming out of retirement next year, Manuel. So
Okay.
so you wait and see. I still can't keep up with all you guys, but
Okay, guys, we have to keep pushing on this thing, but maybe not tonight.
And if you guys are ever, we always have, I know the last couple of years have been a little weird with travel and COVID and stuff, but you reach out to customer service here in the U.S. if you guys are ever making a trip out here. Riley loves it. So if you guys need recommendations or if you're going to be somewhere, we can put you in touch with the Team Zoot region and wherever you're going to be. If you're coming out for a race and you want to gain access to a page in that area, or you want some communications, just let us know. Or if you're going to come out to Carlsbad, then I'll make you a coffee and pour you a beer. We got coffee and beer at the office. So
there's no better way to end your visit here with this invitation to a beer or a cappuccino in the Zoot head office.
Yeah. Just don't run with Manuel, whatever you guys do, because he's too fast. That guy's a mutant. So
not at the moment. He used to be. I'm also looking towards retirement.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, Mark. Nice to have you.
Yes, thanks so much, Manuel. I really appreciate it. Thanks to each and every one of you guys on Team Zoot. Without you guys, we couldn't be doing what we're doing. You guys are the lifeblood of the sport and the brand. So you are representing the brand, and we really appreciate that. And if you guys ever see me at an event, or Sean, we are a small company, just like Manuel and those guys. Please come over and say hi, introduce yourself. I love people and meeting new people. So only if you're cool, but I know all you guys are cool. So please stop by and say hi.
Indeed. Thanks, Mark. Have a good day.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So this was quite fun to see Mark talking about the history of Team Zoot and about the team gear. I think my microphone quality will be better again. So I will try to continue where we have left before we started the conversation with Mark. I was talking about team partner benefits, and we had Mirko online from Focus Diagnostic. I just want to show you the team partner store section on our page. Let me see how I can get back to this. Here we go. Okay, great. So basically, there are two types of partners. Partners where we can order products from the Team Zoot store, or those partners who offer a service or something else than a product. If you go to the Team Zoot store section, you can see on the right-hand side the partner products, which are at the moment Makov, Otolok, Jet Black, and Ufex. We had a question coming in about Mavic. Mavic is also part of the team partners. They produce the cycle shoes and wheels. They will be made available here also in the future. But to show you how it works is basically the same as for example, let's say Otolok. You will have to enter a password to see those products in the team store. We will share the password later on via email, or for everybody else who wants to know it right now, it is only small letters, PPTZ 2022. So Partner Products Team Zoot 2022. And once you enter this password, you can see the hidden, in this case, Otolok products, which are sold out at the moment. We will have to fix some technical issue there. But basically, you can see also Makov products. And this is the code you have to enter to get 30% off of the MSRP. The brand Jet Black is similar to the other brands. You can see the discount code here, get 20% off on their items. And as Mark said, we are the distributor for Zoot in Europe. We are also distributing the brand Jetlag in Europe. So we also take care of the indoor cycle trainers from Jetlag. And we will be having 2 major social rides over the next 2, when is it, at November 30th and 2 weeks later. And we will be trying to add as many Zooters as possible to those social indoor rides. And we will be giving away per ride 1 Volt trainer. So if you want to get part of this raffle and show up in your Zoot, most beloved Zoot gear, this is the time to win a Jetlag Volt trainer. We will send out an invitation on roughly the November 20th. The first race is on November 30th. So there's still some time left to prepare for this event. And yeah, another partner brand here is UFX. I know we have to enter the password. Here we go. And there's a slight difference for ordering those products because we don't have them in stock. All the other products are in stock. UFX products are not in stock. And we will create an order deadline, December 15th. And after December 15th, we will send all orders collectively to UFX and we'll send them out afterwards. We will have a second and a third order round later, 2022. But for now, you can just pre-order those items and we will deliver them after we have placed all orders collectively after December 15th. So make sure to check these products out as well. There are different colors available. And here are also some more information hidden. Yeah, this should be it about team partners. I was talking about the social ride. Our team captain, Tim Oldenburg from Poland, is always putting up those social rides on Swift. Tonight is one starting at 9:15 Central European time. So we will make sure to be done with the first conference here to let you cycle indoor. His name is just Ediman on Swift, and he will take care and will put you into the loop for the Swift races. Great. Okay. So if there are any questions about the team partners, just send them over to me. It is info@zootsports.eu, but we will share more details or everything around the team partners in a separate newsletter over the next days. This brings me to the team captains, our team captains. So before I get right into it, I just want to emphasize how important the team captains are for us here at Team Zoot, at Zoot. It is not only the case for the United States, but it's also the case for us. Without the team captains, we wouldn't be able to just organize what we've done, what we are doing, and what we are planning. So I'm really honored to have all the captains that are helping us to organize the team. Like I said, you can see them all on our teamzoot.eu page. They are putting so much time and effort into the team besides their regular job. So please be respectful with them. And I'm optimistic that you are respectful with your team captains, but it's really not something which we take for granted. It's something which we really cherish and are happy to have all the captains. We will not have the time to talk to each of them tonight, but we will be able, maybe I can just add all the captains right now to the stream, because I think there are a lot of captains here in the stream. Great. So those are, for example, captains from Fabianes has joined us from South France. Alberto is here from Italy with his co-captain Marco. Mike from Scandinavia has joined us. He's sitting in Stockholm in Sweden. Timo, who is the team captain for North Germany and is really active with his team. And there's also Tim from Poland, who just mentioned the social ride. and our team captain from, let's say, Europe, who is living in Switzerland, Tim. And he is also the guy who cycled from the Zoot head office in Carlsbad to New York City in 2019, I guess.
Yeah.
So before this gets too messy, I would like to talk to you, Alberto and Marco. Let me organize the stream. Zack, zack, zack. Oh. Here we go.
Mamma se sei brutto, Marco.
So it's especially good to see you tonight because we will be able to do our training camp in Italy in 2022 as we had planned it in 2020. So thanks first of all for being the captain once again for Italy. What have you planned for the team days in your region? Where is it going to take place? What have you in mind? What's the region like? I mean, we've met us a couple of times at your home, and have been cycling there. But maybe you can describe it. What's being a triathlete at your place?
Thanks, Mark, for inviting me and Marco, first of all. And so, fortunately, we are able to organize Team Zoot days after the pandemic problem that we always have had in 2019. We tried to organize Team Zoot days in 2020, and there's no way to organize Team Zoot days. So now it seems we are able to organize to host Team Zoot days here in Italy. And as I told you last week, we think that April is the month in the period correct to host Team Zoot days. And if I don't remember correctly, it was from 21 to 24th of April, right?
That's right, 21st until 24th of April.
Yeah. The thought from me and Marco is that we know that we live in a beautiful place near to Iseo Lake. We have a Franciacorta land that is a wine region, and we have all the things and the places that are necessary to host a complete triathlon camp. So as you saw last time you were here in Italy, we have a 25-meter pool near to my studio, and is a few kilometers away from the hotel that we find that can host everyone. We are planning to reserve all the complete hotel for us, and then we have a possibility to ride around the lake and ride some climbs and run into Franciacorta land. It's an amazing region, up and down from hills to running in the nature.
Yeah, and Manuel was showing a nice picture of the small meetup we did in 2019. So this is one of the climbs and one of the easy climbs that we could do around the lakes. And we tested it with a small contingent of Team Italy in 2019. And of course, everything that Alberto says, so it's typical of any team event, team camps. So we are ready to accommodate and welcome any sort of groups of any type of athletes, from like high performance athletes to more beginner athletes. They will be divided in groups, taken care of. And so another thing why we think that the region will actually work for everyone is that Italy is not close to everyone, but actually Bergamo airport is one of the most served airports in northern Italy, and then actually through Ryanair. So it would be rather easy for everyone to land there, and then it's literally a 25-minute drive to where we are.
This is what I wanted to emphasize, that those big airports are really close by, and it's not only one airport. You have multiple airports in the near region, which should make it a little bit more easy for people to travel even from the United Kingdom or other destinations in Europe. So with this great scenery, with this great opportunity of travel to your place, and for first of all, for also due to your kind hospitality, I think it will be a really nice Team Days event, which will take place from April 21st. It's Thursday and will last until Sunday, 24th.
So it's a week after Easter for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you said, Alberto, you have a studio where you are also a personal coach and have the possibility to just teach people and educate people in sports in general. But you also have the really nice pool directly in front of your studio.
Yeah.
So there are many great opportunities for such an event. We can have, I think, multiple pizzas, other great food that is really common for your region.
Yeah, with the help of Marco and some other Italian guys, we can manage the training session easily.
Perfect. So thanks for your time. Thanks for explaining the training camp. We will definitely follow up over the next weeks regarding this camp, because we would like to get a rough idea of the total size of the team, which is showing up there. But I don't want to overload it right now too much. So we will get back to the training camp over the next weeks. And we really hope to see as many Zooters as possible in your place.
We can host roughly 80 people into the hotel if we reserve the whole hotel for us. So the space for everyone.
Great. Okay, perfect. Thanks for the explanation.
Bye-bye. See you soon. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. So maybe there is still a chance to bring one more captain to the stream. Timo, we talked a little bit about what you are doing up front before we started this live broadcast. I wanted to bring you online because you have been really highly active with your region. First of all, also thanks to you for being the team captain one more year. It's not something which we take for granted. What have you done with your team over the last 1.5 years? What have you been able to accomplish even though the pandemic was going on?
So first of all, it's all the question of how does your team itself wants to do and support your ideas to do some stuff together. And I'm very happy to have a bunch of people who are very keen to be a part of this team and live the way of the things we do it. And so they are all of them are very active, and they love to come together and to support the sport and to get a taste of the Ohana feeling that Team Zoot is living. And so in 2022, when the pandemic started, a lot of races were canceled, as we all know. And on the weekend, the Hamburg Ironman should have taken place, which is always in early June. I guess it's the first Sunday in June. So it was canceled, obviously. And so we came up with the idea to do a long distance race, but divided into 3 days. So we came together at a lake nearby, which is the Großensee. Manuel, you already know that lake.
Yeah.
I come to that later. How you get or how you got into touch with it. So we on a Friday evening or afternoon we met and we swam 3.8 kilometers in the lake, and then we hopped on our bikes and rode 60 kilometers. And the next day on Saturday, we ran 127. Oh no, don't let me mix the things up. I guess we cycled 120 kilometers on Saturday, and then we did the run, 15 kilometers, and on Sunday we ran the remaining 27 kilometers. So we did a full distance divided into 3 days. And right after that, at the finish line, one of our members, she made a Team Zoot cake. I guess it went viral on our Facebook page.
Yep, it
The
did.
first Team Zoot cake ever. Yeah, that was a great event we did together. Yeah, Manuel, you came up twice in 2020 and in 2021 for a that's the place for a wetsuit test swim.
Right.
And we had quite a lot of members of the Team Zoot, but also non-members. So we advertised the event a little bit to get people in touch with the great wetsuits made by Zoot. I've got some notes on my phone. What we all did.
I mean,
so my team supported me greatly when I asked them. So let me know your most favorite events. One girl on our team. She's a paramedic, and she gave us an online course about what to do when you get in an accident and during a ride, or when you suffer some problems during a swim or something. So that was nice, and a lot of people joined that. This year here is another lake nearby, and in Ratzeburg. It's always in the pre-Christmas time. It's a run around the lake. The longest course is 27 kilometers. And right after it, one of my team members, his name is Garrett, he came up with the idea to make a kind of a barbecue right after. And so we organized that via the Spond app. We have been using it for a while now. And everybody likes it. So
this is really good point you're mentioning, because to be honest, you were the group who advertised Spond and have been using it for quite a while, and have shown that it works and that it could be really helpful to organize such events. Because if there are people who are not showing up or don't go to the race, they don't need to be looped into the communication for this race, which keeps things way more streamlined than, for example, one WhatsApp group for everybody, where it's so easy to lose track of who's meeting where and so on. So thanks for bringing up this opportunity.
Yeah, it was not me, actually. It was the idea of Sven, one of the members on our team, who came up with the idea, and he is so I made him to become the administrator of Spond, and he's deep into it. So I guess if some of you have any questions regarding the app, Sven is beside Manuel. I guess you already know a lot about it.
He's the true expert.
He is.
But
Absolutely.
with everything you've said, I think it gets clear that it's you initiating the things which the team is just taking and absorbing, and just coming up with their own ideas and actions. Which is really what it's all about. I mean, you cannot be at every place at every time, but it's the member base who is driving Team Zoot, and all these events you've mentioned have taken place in the other territories. Also last year, when I remember driving to Annecy, where we did also a training camp and a wetsuit test with Fabienne and Laurent, which was also a super nice event. They just gathered all members who wanted to be there in summer 2020, and had a great time. They just booked accommodations around the lake in Annecy and had been cycling, running, swimming the entire week, and had always fun during this week. So, and I cannot go into each event specifically, but I think this gives you an idea what we want to achieve. It's also those events which take place virtually, And this is where I would like to turn over to our UK team captain, Mark. So thank you very much for all the explanations, Timo.
Sure.
I would say thank you. And now let me bring Mark online. Maybe it's a little bit surprising, but we were talking about virtual events, and you are more or less the master of virtual events, because you not only initiated the 5K run earlier this year, but also the BMI race, which just took place a couple of days ago, or weeks ago. So
Yeah,
thank you for doing this. So just to make this clear, Mark is the captain for Team Zoot United Kingdom, and yeah, we have met already a lot of times, and if it's in Arras or in Berlin or in Cayman. So it was always fun to have you around, and it's really impressive to see what you're also organizing for your territory. So what virtual events can we expect in the near future from you, Mark?
Right. So hopefully most of the UK guys will have already had the email, and obviously for anyone from Europe, the European captains are looped into this as well. So what we did last winter, we did a 5K running series just because we couldn't do anything else. The pandemic meant you couldn't run, we couldn't race. So the only thing was let's do a virtual 5K series, and we thought, to start with, Manuel agreed it was going to be one 5K race. So Manuel, thanks very much, gave out some amazing prizes, and then within days of the prizes going out, everyone thought, let's do it again, and then do it again. So one 5K race became, I think, a 5 series event. Was that right? 5? It was 5.
It was 5.
Something
It was
like
5.
that. So,
it was 5K.
So we turned it into a series. Everybody who runs gets points. So the idea being, and it isn't the fastest guys. So Manuel has already mentioned Andy. It is not necessarily the fastest guy who's going to win the series. If you turn up starting, I think, the last Saturday and Sunday of this month, if you run, if you score points, if you submit a time to your captain, regardless if you're first, second, or 100th, you will score points. And if you score points in all 5, then there's a really good chance you might even win the series, even if you're dead last. So that's the whole point. It's, as we keep saying, it's all about family, it's about fun, and take part. And the only rules are, please don't do it on the treadmill, because that's not a virtual run. And if anyone has not heard of the Ross Barkley, hopefully your captains will put it out. Just watch the video on the Ross Barkley 5K world record, because it will make you laugh. And we keep saying it. We do not want any Ross Barkley type runs, and we will see them. So please, everybody, take part, submit your entries, and I will be emailing everybody the week before we kick off again. So you'll all know, then submit your entries, your finishing times to me or your regional captains on the Saturday or Sunday, and then we can post via email or Facebook on the Monday where we're at.
Perfect. I haven't seen the Ross Barkley 5K run video so far, so thanks for bringing this up. I will definitely watch it and will share the link somehow later on.
Do you want it really quickly explained?
Yes, please. What is the Ross Barkley 5K run?
Right. So everybody who knows, if you stop your Garmin or whatever device you've got during a run, Strava is really clever, because Strava will pick up your moving time and your total time. So this guy thought, apparently he's a professional football player. He recorded, I think, 15 minutes for his 5K until somebody worked out he was actually out running for 45 minutes. So what he kept doing was sprinting for 50 meters, stop the watch, sprint for 50 meters, stop the watch. So he recorded his 5K in 16 or 15 minutes or something, or 14 minutes probably. And of course he wasn't. He was just sprinting down the road and stopping his Garmin.
So this is really hilarious, because this could have never happened for triathletes, because everybody knows how Strava works and how you can get KOMs or not.
Yeah, so we will be watching out for Ross Barkley's, but please just watch the video, because it's so damn funny.
Yeah, right. I will do this, and I will share the link later on.
Thanks, Manuel.
Yeah, thanks for advertising the virtual event, the next upcoming events. And thanks again also to you for all the work you're putting in. You have been with Zoot for so many years, I can't even remember. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Manuel.
So this brings us to an end of tonight's session. I had some more questions coming in. I had a question about a recovery partner, because when we were talking about the partners, I forgot to mention that we have also a recovery booth partner on board, and it's Professional Sports Recovery. They wanted to show up tonight, but the lady who is normally showing up at those events is getting a baby, maybe tonight, tomorrow, or the day after. So there was no chance of her getting here on the show. But just to let you know, we have a company called Professional Sports Recovery on board, and we will make the information available on our team store as well. And you can basically get recovery pants which work with air compression, and you know those products by now, I guess. And you will be able to find more details on our team store. So I would say, I hope I haven't forgotten any major thing. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It is now 8:30. We will send out more information, as I mentioned a couple of times, more information over the next days and weeks. Please remember the deadline to place your team gear order until November 15th. Other than that, I wish you a pleasant night, good training, have a good weekend. And yeah, if you haven't been doing any sports today or want to do another session, go for the Swift ride with Tim and send him a direct message for getting invited for tonight's session. One last question. Will there be any nutrition partners added? Maybe. We are still in the makings and cannot say anything specific right now. There will be a nutrition partner most likely over the next weeks. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a good night and see you the next time. Cheers.